All right, what up, though? All right, we back in the building, man. What's up, everybody? Y'all are crazy, man. How y'all gonna put that on me? The Detroit Lions winning today. If I don't go, that we win. Come on, dog. Come on, man. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Detroit Lions, the official. Hold on. Let me put this. Let me do the soundboard, bro, because we got some copycats out there. The super official. Shout out to Dame Drops. The super official Detroit Lions post-game show. That's right, with the colon. What's up, everybody? Shout out to everybody in the chat. I have the Detroit Lions post-game show pulled up. If you get the joke, you get the joke. Super official. So, y'all telling me I need to stay home for the game, bro? We were 7-1 2 years ago. Y'all will turn on me super quick, man. What's up, everybody? Listen, the Detroit Lions with a victorious victory today over the Washington Commanders. We're going to get straight into it. Bro. Y'all, hey, listen, I was thinking about not going next week anyway. All right? I was thinking about not because of the playing situation, okay? So I got the Detroit Lions Twitter or YouTube account pulled up. I'm waiting on Dan Campbell to get in front of the media. Right now I don't see anything pulled up, but I got it pulled up just in case. All right, let's get what's up, Monstat Racks. What up, bro? Hope you had a good time. Let's Go Lions was in the building. All right, let me pull this up and we'll go from here. All right, we're gonna get right into it. Let me make sure it's recording this time so I don't look like a fool. All right, the Detroit Lions have not lost 2 in a row in 3 years, and that streak continues as the Detroit Lions go B-A against the Washington Commanders. Now, this is a game that we should have no doubt won, and we did win it. But the question now is Dan Campbell going to take over play calling for John Morton? Dan Campbell, you could tell it was on Twitter. He had the Meyer glasses on. You knew that Dan Campbell was doing play calling. Is this the reason that is this a sign that Dan Campbell is going to take over play calling for the Detroit Lions? But the Detroit Lions now move to 6-3 on the season, going BTA against the Washington Commanders. Now, yes, they were hurt, but you know what? I ain't trying to hear that. We were hurt last year. They got the victory over us. It is what it is, right? We got the victory over them. Their season is done. They dropped to 3-7. We moved to 6-3, and now we are in 6th place in the NFC. We need a Eagle win tomorrow over the Green Bay Packers. That will put us in first in the NFC North, so we need that victory. Let's do this real quick before we run out of time, and let's look at the stats for the Detroit Lions. Today this is how you play against a team as abysmal as the Washington Commanders. This is a team that we should have dominated, just like we should have dominated last year, but we didn't. Or last week, we did not. This is how, and you can put it on John Morton. Like, now I'm ready to point fingers, bro. I'm ready to point fingers at John Morton. All right? Now, I want to see how we do against a good team in the Philadelphia Eagles. Lions, 30 first downs to 14. So we doubled them up, not only in points, but in first downs. Oh my God. Passing for first downs, we doubled them up there. In rushing first downs, we doubled them up. Passing first downs, 19-9. Rushing first downs, 11-5. So 3 double ups. So we doubled them up on score, first downs, passing first downs, rushing first downs. First down from penalties, 0 apiece. Third down efficiency, Lions go 50%, 5 for 10. The Washington Commanders, 2 for 10. 20 abysmal percent. Fourth down, both teams were 100%, 2 for 2 for the Lions, 3 for 3 for the Commanders. Total plays, 68-51. We had 17 more plays than them. Total yards, 546 total yards to 288. We almost doubled them up there. Yo, this is crazy. Total drives, 9 apiece. Yards per play, 8 to 5.6. Passing, we were, 60 yards or so from doubling up there. 320 to 195. Completions versus attempts. Jared Goff went 25 for 35. just 10 incompletions. Marcus Mariota, 16 for 22. Yards per pass, 9.1 to 8.1. Interceptions thrown is going to be 0 apiece. The Detroit Lions did not have a turnover this game. Sacks, Jared Goff was clean. Offensive line got it together. Clean, 0 sacks. We got 2 sacks, all from Brian Branch. All from Brian Branch, man. Rushing 226 yards to 93. Rushing attempts, 33 to 27. Yards per rush, 6.8 to 3.4. Red zone, we went 66%. We went 4 for 6. They went perfect, 3 for 3. Penalties, 3 penalties for 1 yard. They had 8 for 66. No fumbles, no interceptions, no special teams or defensive touchdowns, and time of possession, 32-36 to 27-24. This is the game that we were expecting the Detroit Lions to have against the Minnesota Vikings. But look, maybe it is on Johnny. Maybe it is, man. Johnny Morton you could tell that Dan Campbell was calling the plays, and he had on the Meyer glasses, bro. Holly went and picked him up a pair right before the game started. This might signal the end of the Johnny Morton era in Detroit. Dan Campbell knew what was up. You had the disassociation in the locker room. There was a disconnect in the locker room. Dan felt it. He took control. This is what we might be dealing with in the future. And if so, it is what it is. Johnny Morton is probably one and done in Detroit. One and done in Detroit. It was good to see. Jahmyr Gibbs needs 6 more touchdowns to pass Barry Sanders as the most scrimmage touchdowns in NFL history. He needs 6 more. He has 41. Barry had 47 before he turned 24. This is what you expected the Detroit Lions to do. Come out and dominate. Now, again, you know how I feel. We did not get a single defensive line sack. Aiden Hutchinson missed one, but take that aside. Brian Branch has both sacks for Detroit Lions. We need a defensive line, bro. We gonna have to get that defensive line to make a difference. If we want to go all the way, we gonna need that. But right now, we just gonna take this victory over the Washington Commanders. Today taught me Jameson Williams. It was great to see him involved. As a matter of fact, let me see what the actual box score is looking like. Let's see who did what for the Detroit Lions. Jahmyr Gibbs had 15 carries, 141 yards. He had 2 touchdowns. David Montgomery, I don't know if I like this. They had him in with the second team. I'm not sure how I feel about that. Khalif Raymond came through with rushing, kind of like an end around Sionivaki. You had Kyle Allen as well. Jameson Williams was the leading scorer for the Detroit Lions. This is how you know that John Morton wasn't in control. I mean, it's obvious. It's obvious. Jameson Williams, 6. This is the most that he's been targeted. He was targeted 7 times. He had 1 that didn't come up with the catch. This is all Dan Campbell, 100%. Amon-Ra St. Brown had a quiet day, 5 for 58. Sam Laporta, 5 for 53. Khalif Raymond, this is another sign that we got Dan Campbell calling the plays. 4 receptions for almost 50 yards from these guys. Isaac Tesla does what he does. 1 target, 1 reception, 11 yards. Let's look at the sacks because I want to see here. So they gave a half a sack to Roy Lopez. That's what I thought they were going to do. Now this, I do not like this number. That means that Roy Lopez is the first Detroit Lion on the defensive interior line to have a sack recorded. I knew they were going to do that when I saw it in real time, but then they said that Brian Branch on the telecast had got the sack. I knew that was going to happen. So Roy Lopez, our defensive interior, has half a sack on the season. But you know what? We won. We beat a bad team. Now the real test is going to come in against the Philadelphia Eagles next week. In the game that y'all don't want me to go, man. Y'all are shady, bro. It ain't my fault we losing these games or we winning these games. But let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I think it feels like Dan Campbell was like, look, let me sit down, young man. All right, let me show you how it's done. Let me show you how you do this thing. And Dan Campbell did that thing. Now we put up again 40+ points on a bad team. Now the real test is next week. Then we got the Giants after that, right? So we put up a lot of points on bad teams. Now we got to see what we can do against the good teams. And we're going to see next week in Philly. So let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. We are waiting on Dan Campbell to get in front of the media now, but you guys are awesome. This channel is made possible by viewers, subscribers, and members just like you. It's because of your support I get to do what I do. You could be anywhere else on YouTube, but you choose to rock with me. You guys are awesome. Take care of yourself and each other. And as always, go Lions. Don't forget, this is the #1 Detroit Lions postgame show, independent Detroit Lions show on YouTube. : That's right. And as always, go Lions. : baby. Somebody with the super chats. Let me see what we got here. We got a couple of super chats. We got 4K Fish video says leave Morton in DC. I agree with you. And we also have another one as well, which is, let me get down to it, retracted. Jared Brewski with the super chat as well. Why would you post a message, super chat, and then have it retracted? That's crazy, bro. Derek said we crazy for wanting Morton out. No, I didn't say you was crazy. I said it was too early. But today, I mean, you know what I think today was? I think today was a watch how I do this, right? I still don't know if, I mean, we knew it was some disconnect because we heard rumblings out of the locker room from reporters and stuff. But was today a changing of the guard or what? I do think that John Morton will have to look for another job next year. I do believe that. 100%. Go Lions. D-line had 0 sacks, 2 by safeties. Well, according to ESPN, Roy Lopez had half a sack, and he is the first defensive interior lineman to get a sack on the season. Dan Campbell will start his presser conference with Morton to be relieved of his duties, effective immediately. Yeah, so I keep refreshing the Detroit Lions YouTube page, and nothing's popping up. Roy Lopez is terrible. Hey, he did get there late, got a half a sack. It is what it is. Derek, don't cap. I was here last week, the whole stream, and you were saying it was because, hold on, wait a minute. We don't have Tim Patrick. No. That's not what I was saying, bro. That's not what I was saying. What I was saying was, listen, here's what I was saying, is that I was okay with John Morton, but apparently Dan Campbell wasn't, right? And what I think today was teaching. It was teaching. It was, hey, look, John, this is the way. This is the way that you need to do things. If not, I'm going to have to take control. So let me show you how it's done. Now, if Dan Campbell doing it next week, then it is what it is. But I was supporting John Morton because I saw what he did against bad teams. But here's why I think, and this is why I think John Morton, that you saw Dan Campbell calling plays today. Remember coming out of week 1 against the Green Bay Packers, everybody was losing their mind. And Dan Campbell and John Morton said, well, it's an easy fix. He came out and we won these games. We beat these teams down. But when we play the good teams, we can't seem to do anything, right? We can't put up the same type of numbers. So I think Dan Campbell said, listen, you can beat these guys, but you can't, when it comes to the good teams, you can't put in any numbers, right? He didn't do it this week. He said, look, I'm going to take control because I think last week's game against the Minnesota Vikings told Dan Campbell, listen, maybe I think it was the locker room disconnect. That's what I think. I mean, because I'm like, John Morton was calling the games against the bad teams, and we was putting up 40, 50, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, what reason do I have to say that he's at fault? But apparently Dan Campbell was like, yo, I'm going to take control. So it is what it is, bro. Let me see. I see the countdown. Don't worry, Pascal and Davenport is coming back. I think this team lost faith in John. That's what I think. 21 or 2069. I think that's why Dan Campbell took control, because you heard about the shouting matches in the tunnel. Then you heard about some disconnect between the players, you know what I'm saying, and John Morton. But when you throw your team under the bus and you don't take any responsibility, then that's a quick way to lose the locker room for sure. I wanted to give John Morton a chance, but after seeing how good MCDC was today with the offense play calls, Morton's got to go. Okay, so here's what I'll say. Here's what I think. I'm thinking of this now, right? So Dan Campbell took over play calling, and I don't know how much of the play calling he did. I know he did the opening script, and I know you also had where every time that the Lions, the camera cut to him, he had on the glasses, he was calling the plays. So my thing was, why was he doing it? Was he doing it did he revoke control? Did he say, look, your privileges to call plays have been revoked and you are now Anthony Lynn 2.0? Or was this a teaching moment for Dan Campbell? Like, this is what you need to do. I don't know. We gonna see. We are going to see. Put up the poll. What poll is that? Morton better not touch the Eagles game. Morton not having the locker room around him like the snake did is why this offense ain't clicking. Well, hey, Zachary, when all you do is point the finger at somebody else, that's a quick way to lose the locker room, bro. Whenever you continue to point the finger, that's a quick way. I forgot the Lions on the road today, so it'd take a little longer to set things up. Let me see. We don't know who called the plays today. Y'all sounded ridiculous. Steve, no, that is not entirely true, bro. Dan Campbell was calling a lot of the plays. It was confirmed on Twitter. It was confirmed by Mike Garafolo. It was 100% confirmed, bro. Like, that he was calling some of the plays. Did he call all the plays? That is unconfirmed, but he was calling the plays, bro. We not making that up. Packers lose tomorrow. Lions and Bears tie for first. Actually, Corby, the Lions will be in first because they own the tiebreaker. This isn't elementary school. No time for lessons for Morton. Yeah, Steve, Twitter, you laughing, bro. That's where all the news come from first. Twitter comes from, and you know what? CT Titan says, I think he's done. You can teach him in practice, not the game. You know what? You might be right. And so here's why I think, like I said, if you lose the locker room, you're done. If the players are not, like, players play for Dan Campbell. They play for Dan Campbell. If Johnny Morton is going to throw you under the bus and you under the bus and you're under the bus and he's not going to take any responsibility, and you have coaches like Kelvin Shepard taking responsibility and Dan Campbell is the first person to take responsibility, and then you got Johnny Morton who doesn't, that is a quick way to find the exit door. Dan's reading glasses was a telltale sign that he was calling the plays. I think Green Bay will still be in first because of the tie counting as half a game win. Okay, so 10. They're 5-2-1, right? If they lose, we'll be in first. We'll be in first because we have one more win. Wins, it's weird, bro. Like, it's wins, ties, losses. So we should be in first, but you could be right, bro. Anthony Lynn 2.0, for sure. For sure. I thought, I was surprised you didn't make a full video on that situation. Trees, which one, bro? Oh, okay. So, Deron Payne hitting Amon-Ra St. Brown. He got ejected in like the first quarter. That was weird to me. Then you had Javon Kinlaw do something with the refs. It was a weird. He just smacked Amon-Ra St. Brown, bro. It was a weird situation. Steve is confirmed by Detroit. Yeah, Steve. So Dan Campbell was calling the plays, bro. But we'll hear about it hopefully in the postgame show. Steve says, yes, I did. Again, I don't care for Johnny Moe, but we still have to get things confirmed. Y'all are just guessing. No, Steven, we're not guessing, bro. That's the thing. We're not guessing. Trust me, Dan Campbell was calling the plays. I told y'all Morton was done. DC caused the plays this week, says RG. Look at my comments all week. What up, though? We know that DC called the plays because he had on his glasses. Darn, is stupid, bro. Hey, who is this? Hold on, let me see who this is. Okay. Yo, that was like so 5 years ago, man. And you got to find something new. Steve says, all right, let's see what Dan says. The tie, okay, so 1021 says the tie counts as a have win, not have lost, Corby. Okay, so we are 6-3. So if the Packers lose, they'll be 5-3-1. We'll be 6-3. They'll be 6-3. So it's a tie is a half win. Okay, so 10. That means that we're in first because a half win. Oh, but then they have the. Okay, so the first tiebreaker is head to head, right? That's why they need to get rid of ties. You know what? I actually don't know. Because if the Packers lose and they're 5-3-1, that is 9 games. The Detroit Lions are 9 games. But then the Lions lose the head-to-head, but they have a half a game. So maybe it's another tiebreaker somewhere. Yo, I hate the tie. The tie sucks, man. I hate the tie, bro. Hate it. So is Dan getting in front of the media or what? Yes, Terrion Arnold got a concussion. All right, they're live. They are live. It's about time. All right, so the Detroit Lions are live. Yes, Terrion Arnold went out with a concussion, which I don't even know how it happened. When did it happen, man? Like, I don't even know. I'm trying to blow up the. All right, there we go. Okay, you know what, Mister? That's what I thought, man. But I don't know. We'll see. We'll see though. But I mean, Eagles got to take care of business. Both football is the only one that deals with ties. Lions Syndicate is the only place. Hey, appreciate that, keeping it real. I appreciate that, man. At least I don't steal from people. Shout out to you, Derek, and the Lions Syndicate fam. What's up, Kira? TA can't get right. So how did he get concussed? What happened? Did they even show how he got concussed? I hope the Rams don't go to the Super Bowl when the Lions don't make it. Yeah, the Rams are playing good football, man. They're playing really good football. Here is Jamison Williams.
The offense scored, and there were 4 receivers who had 49 plus receiving yards each. What is the number one thing that elevated this offense tonight?
I think, spreading it around and let everybody get going. That's what we did. And you see, we got 44 points. It's one of the highest we had this season. I think our second highest. And I think it was just the main thing was just getting out there and getting our guys going. We had a chip on our shoulder from last year. We just used that as an advantage to us to go out there and go extra hard on them boys today.
Second time this season you've eclipsed 100 receiving yards in a game. What kind of chip is on your shoulder?
Man, I just want to play ball, make plays, man. Shout out to Coach. He told me, I'm coming to you, and all I could do is just be ready. That whole drive was shout out to Coach.
Ooh, wait a minute, bro. Jamison Williams spilled the beans. It is confirmed now, bro.
Man, he believed in me, and I went out there and made the plays when my number was called. So, that's all I could, keep doing is making plays when my number called, and that's it.
Detroit needed another bounce-back win tonight. How do you make sure your team sustains this momentum?
That's what we do, man. Nobody like losing. When you lose, you got to go and correct the mistakes that you make. And we did that with a quickness and a hurry because, we felt like we wasn't supposed to come out on the bottom last week. It was supposed to be just like today. And once we fix those things, it's kind of hard to stop us. We put on a lot of points. You see our offense is just crazy when we get going. Like, it's almost like nobody could do nothing with us once we on our stuff. You see every drive was a touchdown. I don't know how many drives there was, but every drive was points, so that's big for us.
Congrats, J-Mo. Thank you.
Hey, I'm going to the game, bro. I'm going to the game. Y'all ain't stopping me from going to the game, bro. You ain't stopping me. Hey, Jamison Williams spilled the beans. He spilled the beans, bro. He already said coach. He didn't say OC. He said coach believed in me, bro. Hey, listen. Danny Rogers greater than Tory Petrie, bro. I'm just saying. Hey, I'm going to the game, bro. I'm leaving here with something. Y'all be trying to put that junk on me. I'm leaving here with something, bro. But Jamison Williams just confirmed. He said, coach believed in me. He believed in me. He said, we coming to you. Yo, so that means, hey, that might be it. That might be it, bro. At the podium, here's Dan Campbell.
See our guys respond. You know, I'm not surprised. I knew they'd be ready to go. That's just what they do. We got the right guys, man. They, you could feel it all week. Just the
Let me know if it's too loud.
intensity, the focus. They wanted to get back in the win column. Cleaned a lot of little things up. You know, defensively to handle.
All right, let me shout out these super chats real quick. Shout out to, we got Leo Jimmy with the $10 super chat says Dan has to be on streams. I saw Monty and Gibbs in the backfield, more J-Mo, more Monty, more middle of the field, more play action, more blitzing. Branch need the D to step up. Good show, D. Appreciate that, Jimmy. And then we have another super chat as well. Let me make sure I get that one. Shout out to Anthony Bronco, 499 member gang, says, had a blast at the game today in D.C. Even with the rain, had to at least been 25,000 fans wearing Honolulu blue. Very satisfying win. I'm going to the game, bro. I'm leaving here with something.
The tempo that they had and played with over there, you know, that's not easy if you don't see that all the time. They do, you know, a lot of different things, man. They're under center, they're in the gun. Mariota can run, the RPO, the boot, then back to under center, and then you get in heavy, and they run the keepers, then the wide zone, then the gap. So anyway, and all of that is really kind of on the ball. So, you know, I thought we handled it pretty well. I really did. So it was good. Offensively, you know, Goff was outstanding. I mean, there was really nobody that didn't play at a high level right now that I can think of. I mean, I thought J-Mo showed up, man. St. Brown, Gibbs, obviously, Laporta. That old line, man, stepped up. Got us the run game going, protected Goff. It was great, man. It was good to see. You know, Yodi stepped in there, and we didn't miss a beat, man. He brings us a level of consistency. So fired up there. Special teams was better. You know, I know we got hit on one, but we were much better across the board, and that's much more our style of football. So proud of the guys. Good win.
I saw you making a little bit of a fashion statement today with
I can't see. I can't see anymore.
But you talked about some changes coming. I mean, just talk about it appeared as if you were calling plays. What was the mindset behind changing things up, man? Were you calling the plays?
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Here is a answer from Dan Campbell. Shout out to, I think that's that's Corey. Shout out to Corey Woods. Let me see if how Dan Campbell answers his play call. He was asked directly if he was calling the plays.
You know, it was just let's try something a little different.
There we go.
You know, and
hey, Steve, confirmed. Steve, where you at, bro? Where you at? It is confirmed that Dan Campbell was calling the plays.
Look, I know what I want to do. I know how I want to do it. Now, that being said, this is a collaborative effort now. I mean, I was taking input from John Morton that whole time and the other coach.
Hey, shout out to Coach, bro. Shout out to Coach. Because Coach said, look, I'm not going to take all the credit. I'm going to dish some out too. So, John Morton, take notes, bro. Stop throwing your dudes under the bus. I love this man. I love this man, bro, because he takes the most responsibility of any Detroit Lions higher up that I've seen. He dishes out credit. He takes responsibility. He said it ain't all on me. I was taking input from John Morton, bro. I love this man, because he will own up. He will take responsibility from the jump. He won't throw his players under the bus, bro.
So, hey, man, what do you think here? Third down. All right, we get into this. 3rd and 7 plus, blah, 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 blah. All right, where are we at? Give me the. So, this is, man, this is all-encompassing. You know, man, we all work together. Coaches did a hell of a job. But I just wanted to change it up a little bit. You know, let's just see if you know, maybe a different play caller can maybe get us a little rhythm.
Now you see what he's doing? You see what Dan is doing, bro? He's trying to, I just was trying to see, he not trying to feed into the narrative of that Johnny Moe was whack, right? I love this, man. I absolutely love this because he's saying, look, I know what y'all been hearing. I know what was happening, but he trying to, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? He doing the higher register. I love this, bro. I love it.
That's all. And it honestly is nothing more than that. You know, I know you're probably going to want to ask questions about, well, what about this? Or I heard
there you go. Wait, hold on.
This. It's not that.
See?
This was a change. We made a change. It was good for today.
There you go. So that means that Dan Campbell is saying we're not changing OCs. But again, stuff behind the scenes could be happening.
Yeah, it was last week, really whatever, after the game, day after the game. And look, it was honest. It was he and I, and we were good. And it's like I told him, man, I need you. I need you. And but I feel like, this is something that I'm going to do. And listen, John Morton's all team, man. That's all he cares about. He just wants to win. He wants to be a part of it. He wants to help where he can, and he was outstanding today. And he's done nothing. He's a grinder. He's a worker, and he just tries to help and give you anything that you can possibly need for the game. So it was, look, if you're him, of course it probably doesn't feel too good. But he's also, man, he's a pro, and he understands everything. And so we move on. And there was no guarantee that anything was going to change today, but. Look, the guys did a hell of a job. Our players were outstanding today.
How was it different than 2021 when you did this? If there's anything,
Well, what do you mean?
I don't know. I mean,
just calling it, you mean?
Yeah, I mean.
The way I call it, or?
With you and John versus what happened with you and.
Oh, yeah. Now, listen, I like John, that's what I'm saying. Like, John is vital to me, all right? He gives me critical information. That deals with the pass game, and that number one is his baby, man. That's his bread and butter. It's one of the things he does well, and so, man, I think that's the best I can say, man. He's good. I'm glad he's here. This is not, I don't know what you want me to say.
All right, so I believe him. I believe him. I believe that Dan Campbell firmly believes in Johnny Morton. They needed a spice. They needed to spice things up. That's what today was. So if Johnny Morton, he not going nowhere this year. I don't know about next year, though.
I know how the other one ended, but that's listen, man, this is where I'm at, and he's in a great spot. He can help me out today. And
maybe you can explain them the rhythm that you found, I guess, that you call them, that the offense found with your voice and Jerry's that said, and kind of what else again, in terms of the creativity or some of those things that we saw out there.
Well, I think sometimes it gets hard. Look, when you're the head coach and you know how you want it to look, it's one thing to kind of say how you want it to look, but it's hard to crawl into my head, right? And you have your own vision for it, and sometimes it's all encompassing, man. The way you run the ball, the way you play pass, the way you boot.
Hey, Steve, you ain't getting no apology, bro, because we told y'all we said that Dan was calling the plays. He was calling the plays. He got input from Johnny Morton, but he was making the play calls. That is not, if anything, bro, that's a tie. That is not an apology. No apology necessary.
The dropbacks, and you're just trying to hit from all sides, and I just know I have a good feel of our players, and I know what we're capable of. I know what they're capable of, and so I don't know. That's the best way to say it. And
what was the key to unlocking J1 today? Did you have him doing anything different?
No, listen, he's been doing a great job. I mean, he's been busting his rear. He does every day. He comes to work. I mean, he grinds on it, man. He has. He's been unbelievable, and we just hadn't connected. And so today, man, we got him going. Golf got him going and made some throws, and he made some big time plays, man. And so it was just good to see, man. His confidence was up, and he's ripping and roaring, and he's very much a part of our guys. I mean, Saint is our lead dog, but I mean, this guy's a catalyst. Gibbs a catalyst. Demo, he's a catalyst. Laporta, and I just thought all those guys showed up for us. But it all starts with that O-line, and they showed up today and delivered for us, which now does everything. Because now Golf can play the game he needs to play, and we can distribute it to our weapons.
What did you see out of Jimmy Gibbs this week, though? Coming off the performance last week, season low, like a difference in mentality, or what was his mindset?
Now, listen, he's well, I can tell you this: he had a chip on his shoulder. I mean, nobody was more upset about last week than he was. And so he wanted to make things right, and and also wanted to get him more involved in all areas, the run game, the pass game, mix it up a little bit. And so, he was ready to go. I mean, he just, it was a bad taste in his mouth like it was all of us last week, man. That was a hard loss.
Just more guys, the offensive line, no sacks, no TFLs. What did you see from them out there today? How were they able to kind of put it back together and rebound?
Yeah, I mean, they just, I thought they played well together. I thought from the first time we ran the ball, you could just see the surge. And so, they were ready to go. Look, they take all that stuff personal too. They're no different than us or anybody else, man. When you lose a game and things don't go your way, man, that's a tough pill to swallow. So you really can't get to the next game fast enough because you want to wrong the right or right the wrong. So they did a great job. They really did. I mean, you could just feel the line of scrimmage move today. And honestly, I feel like could have called anything today, and they were going to make it work. It was, they took it over, man. Guys are unbelievable.
We'll talk about third down a lot.
Last three.
Say it again.
Here and then Sean.
We talked about third down a lot in recent weeks. It started hot. I think you converted the first 5, including 2 third and 7s. Just what did you see different about third down today, and just why was it more successful?
Well, we were, for the most part, we were in manageable thirds, and if we weren't, we were trying to get there for fourth in some of these other zones. But, we mixed up the protections. We did a couple of different things. Run game was part of some of that. We took some one-on-ones, like J-Mo caught a, one-on-one over there. And so, I mean, really, it was, we packaged things very much like we have. It just, everything was, we executed today. Guys did a great job, and guys made plays.
Your observations, takeaways, Trevor, from having the president of the game, was it something you noticed? Was it mentioned on your sideline?
No, you know what? I didn't. I knew that he was coming to the game. I didn't even know. Like, honestly, and I just didn't know. He was here, right? Yeah, I didn't know. Like when I'm in this play, I don't even know what's going on around me half the time, And so it was either defense is out there or I'm trying to get the plays ready, so I didn't even know. But that's cool. That's cool. Now that I know he was definitely here, that's when you're talking about the President of the United States, that's a big deal.
Sean, last question.
And how much do you enjoy calling plays, and did you consider this after Ben left?
I did. I did. Thought about it long and hard. I knew the hard thing is, I enjoy it, but I also know, man, it's going to require a lot of, it's going to require a lot of me. And so that's the holdback is that, wherever your resources go, then you're losing them somewhere else. That's the hard thing. That's the reality of a head coach who calls plays too, or is part of the offense. But it's like anything else. When you do it, you adjust. You adjust and you start figuring out what you need to do, how you need to do it, become more efficient, and and it's really ultimately about what's right for the team. Always. And it doesn't matter. Nothing else matters. And so, I feel good with where we're at. I wasn't perfect. Golf bailed me out of some stuff today. But, I like the setup of the staff, and I think the players are in a good place. And, and I think we can grow from here. I really do.
All right. Thank you guys. We'll have Jameson.
All right, so I don't know what y'all picked up from there, but Dan Campbell, he sounds like that he got mad confidence in Morton. Now, will Morton be the play caller for next year? I don't know. But he seemed like, and again, you got to take this stuff with a grain of salt. Dan Campbell, because you can see he said he messed up and Goff bailed him out a couple of times. So, I don't know, y'all. I think that Johnny Morton will finish the year for sure. And that he will, oh, my bad, y'all. My fault. Hold on. Doggone it. Y'all don't have no area code. My bad. So the number that I'm about to post, I want y'all to call that number and see what happens. All right, this is a new segment that I'm actually bringing to Lions Syndicate. I'm trying to play it close to the chest, but because people like to steal, I did not put the area code. That's my bad. Call this number, see what happens. All right. So I'm not doing call-ins yet. I don't know what's wrong with my system. I got to figure it out. But I will tell you guys this off season is going to be I'm going to put a lot of my resources into this channel. This channel has a lot of potential. I leave a lot of stuff on the table, like question and answer live streams, members only live streams, members only videos. So I'm going to do a lot this coming off season. I'm still going to have the film channel, the Syndicate Sports Detroit. That's still going to be a thing. I'm trying to grow and expand and add new people there. But this channel here, we're going to be going we're going to hit we're really going to hit another gear when it comes to Lions Syndicate. So be ready for that. Yeah, a trap for the fans. Look at the next 6. Tell me you're confident with the line and Morton. Could win today, D. Let's go. If they don't know your area code, how do Detroit Lions fans? Well, I mean, some people might not know that I'm in the city. Wait, did you see the Dolphins beat the Bills 30-13? Yes, I did see that the Dolphins won. Today was any given Sunday for sure. I do have the NFL playoff picture pulled up. Now, this week, I believe beginning Wednesday is when the NFL playoff machine starts to come in for the team. So we'll be able to look into that. So I don't know if John is gone yet. I don't know if he comes back next year, but I don't know if he's gone this year. Bills look terrible today, both sides of the ball. Yeah, the Bills, man, it's something about the Dolphins. When they play the Dolphins in Miami, it's pretty terrible. It really is. Could have had 2-4-8. So if Johnny Morton is done, who do you guys want around the league? Steve, I don't know. You're hearing a lot of people say, hey, Chris, leave a message, bro. You know how long it took me to do that? It took me about 30 takes to do that, bro. Because I kept messing up, so it took me a while to do that. Hey, what the heck? Hold on, who is this person? Hey, who are you, bro? And what are you doing over here? Why are you trying to... So y'all keep saying Mike McDonald. I just don't think Mike McDonald is I don't think he fits here. I just don't think his style fits here. Rich, I lost my taste and smell the very first time I had COVID. It lasted for about 3 or 4 days for me. I'm glad the Vikings lost to the Ravens today. Now we just need the Packers to lose tomorrow. When you take the glasses, you be making me think you mad. Dan Campbell is only calling plays this game, or is the rest of the season? Point. Right now, it was just this game. He said that he wanted to kind of switch it up. So we don't know what the next game will be. Man, I lost my taste and smell for 2 years. Yikes. No, I need to know who you are, bro. Because so that was 10 seconds. So now we'll put you in timeout for 1 minute. Let me see. Everybody and their mama know the MVP goes to QBs. Mike McDonald's is a nerd. St. Brown got sucker punch. Mike McDonald doesn't fit, but Brian Dable does. I think Dable fits more than Mike McDonald. Yeah, Derek, coach does keep it real. He don't hide reality. He tells it like it is. Giants almost took care of the Bears, but Dable wanted to protect his QB, and he got concussed. Yeah, elevated. I don't know who that was. Johnny Morton could be moved to pass game coordinator, run coordinator, not necessarily fired. That's true. Ben Johnson was a nerd as well, to be honest. Don't forget, Ben Johnson, he was the tight ends coach, wasn't he? Wasn't he the tight ends coach? And then we moved him up. Yeah, because he was real connected with TJ Hawkinson. How about after this game? I don't know. He doesn't keep calling them. Let Morton call the plays versus the Giants. You know what, Van? I was just about to say that, bro. I think Dan Campbell should call the plays versus the Eagles, and then look, the Giants. That's gonna be another gimme game. It really is. No Neighbors, no Scatterboo. Who knows if Jackson Dart's gonna play? That's another gimme game. Lions should win that game. 2 years is a long time. That is very long. TE coach to QB coach. All right. Jared Goff.
Yeah, he was incredible today. He was great, and I love that we just kept coming back to him and giving him more ops to get the ball, and he was locked in. He was really locked in all week in practice, and has been all year.
Steve,
honestly,
you a fool,
and
bro.
to see him have a game where it pops like that's fun.
How dangerous can he be on those crossers?
Pretty good, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really dangerous, right? Like, he's one of the fastest guys in the league, and get him in space, it's like it's a cheat code going down the sideline. And yeah, we want to try to do that as much as possible.
Obviously, a different voice in your headset today. How did you feel the offense was different with Decal plays?
Yeah, I thought he did a great job. I really did. I thought, that's hard, certainly in your first time doing it. Since that first year, it's been a long time since he's done it, and I thought he did a great job getting the plays in on time, getting the personnels in, switching up the tempos. He was great.
What about the offensive line? Obviously, wasn't up to their standard last week to come
Yeah.
back. No tackles for loss, no sacks, but you were hit only 5 times today. And
Yeah, they were great. They were really great, and I think it started early. You could feel them leaning on those guys early in the run game, and then that kind of leads to everything else. And those guys have a lot of pride and wanted to play really well today and did a good job.
What does it say about Dan's finger on the pulse of this team to not only make that tough change, but to come out and have it look the way it did today?
Yeah, he knows, man. I've been saying it for years. He's not just this rah-rah guy. He's extremely smart and has a very good feel for people and players, and obviously our team. And yeah, I thought he did a great job.
When did he tell you that change was happening this last week?
When did he tell you guys it was happening?
Today.
When did he tell you guys? He told me, I guess, would be my question. I knew early in the week.
Yeah.
Yep.
Was the week any different with process of putting
No,
together that?
exactly the same. Honestly, everything remained the same, and I think you got to give Johnny a ton of credit for handling it the way he handled it as a veteran coach and a guy who has shown to have no ego over and over. Like to have that happen and for him to not miss a beat in game planning and helping me and the pass game and the whole thing was really cool and impressive by him. And it all worked really well together this week.
Can you explain just a little bit more about, the offense looks so in rhythm today.
So what?
So in rhythm.
Yeah.
Everything was just clicking.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that's just through Dan or whatever, but like when, how well he knows you and how well he knows the vision of what he wants. How does that make that come to life, I guess?
Yeah, I don't know if it's that. I think, it's knowing when to go and when to pull and push and pull and push and pull. And to be honest, that's kind of one of his best traits as a leader, and not to, cross leadership and play calling, but knowing kind of when the shot feels right and when the run feels right and when to switch the run and when to do that. Like, it's really hard. And I think it's a lot of feel. It really is just a lot of feel. You can't really teach it. You can't really learn it. And he did a great job with that. I don't think it has anything to do so much with him, like, knowing me. Like, yeah, he knows what plays I like. He knows what plays I like every week. So he did a good job.
What's the main difference about having Campbell on your headset versus anyone else?
I feel like I've just answered this question like 4 times, but go ahead.
No, just like Dan's voice. Like, what's different? What sticks out with Dan compared to anyone else, not just John Moore?
Sure. I don't know. To be honest, in those microphones, in those speakers rather, everything kind of sounds the same. So I wish I could give you a better answer. It's pretty muffled always. So yeah, I don't really have a great answer for that.
What did you see from Jameer this week?
Yeah, pretty good.
Maybe thought that this could be on.
Yeah, I think the way that they play on defense gives you a lot of chances to get the running back in advantageous matchups. It's they do a lot of great things over there, and that's one of their areas that they're willing to be exposed on, and you got to expose them on it, and we did today. And I thought he did a great job out of the backfield as a receiver, and then obviously in the run game was incredible too. But yeah, he's a unique weapon for us if we can use him like we did tonight.
Was this transition compared to when it happened with Anthony and Dan took over? Does this transition, did it go any smoother because it's already happened before? Like, you guys know each other better that way in that communication?
I think it was. I don't relate those two the same even remotely. We were 0-8 when that happened, and we were 5-3 when this happened, and it was completely different circumstances. I don't know how to compare or contrast them further than that. They're completely different.
Couple more guys. When the president arrived during the game,
Yeah.
did you notice it?
Did I see the plane? Yeah, I saw the plane. Yeah, I thought the plane was freaking cool. I mean, whatever side of politics you're on, that was cool to see that thing that low. And I did see him on the big screen, and the place got pretty loud. So yeah, it was cool.
Thank you, guys.
I didn't do that. No, I didn't know where he was, but awesome that he was here.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks, guys.
Man, I don't know why they trying to hype up this thing, bro. I mean, let football be football, bro. Keep the politics and all that mess out of it. They trying to, and shout out to Jared Goff. They're trying to feed into, like, they're trying to, and you know what the sad part about it is these are media, like Detroit guys, and they're trying to feed into the narrative that, you know, trying to make Jared Goff speak on the whole John Morton situation. You know what I'm saying? We got it. We coming off a win. And I don't know, man. I don't know. Everyone knows how bad Morton is. Chargers opening kickoff goes out of bounds. What is the game tonight? Okay, I don't know. I don't know who this person is. This is, you know what? Let me see. Oh, okay. All right. So whoever this person is a person from the past. Okay. All right. I got you. All right. Let me see. No post. No, a Flair. He already went. Dan's the first person to go. He already went. Ozzy, who you talking to, bro? Missed the Commanders in the third because of the. Let me see. C-Pool with the super chat says Williams has fallen into fourth on the depth chart. Did Mohammed play? Yes, Mohammed played. And who's third? C-Pool. Who would be third? Oh, versus Pittsburgh. Okay, thank you guys. That part of the game felt so forced having him booth political. Oh, yeah. Dan says, Brady, Dan will have the readers. Dan will have his readers on next week too. He's going to let Johnny call the game, especially after the success today. Yeah, so I think that we could see Dan calling the plays next week. And then I think Johnny will take over during the Giants. Everyone knows and sees how bad Morton play calling is and what the people who's experiencing it. Oh, Tyleek Williams. Okay, who is this? Hey, whoever you are, man, you are whack, you are pathetic, and you need to go get a life. That's funny, man. You are alive. All these channels were created the same day. You are pathetic, bro, and you are weak for standing behind an avatar. Show your face, make a video, do something. Until that time, you can kick rocks, bro. These people. I think we should keep Dan Campbell the offensive coordinator. What's up, Red Eye? We need a little more speed off the edge. Yes, we do. Can't wait to hear Morton's presser. Yeah, we won't hear him to the middle of the week. All right, so the post-game show is over. I want you guys to enjoy Sunday Night Football. What did we learn today? We learned a couple things. And, you know, I got to, hold on. Let me toot my own horn real quick. The Detroit Lions still need a pass rush. We still need a pass rush. Our 2 sacks came from a safety. That is not a good thing. Yes, Aiden can have a bad day. He is the only one on the Detroit Lions line who can afford a bad day. When you lead the team in 7 sacks and you're the only edge like him and Mohammed went ghost. He went ghost. He went He went ghost today, bro. You can, if you're Hutch, you can afford a bad game. Nobody else can. So we need a pass rush. Number two is that Dan Campbell needs to call the next game. He needs to call the next game, and he might have to call all future games as well. That is my 2 takeaways from today. Lions are now, but before we get off, let me show you where we are in the playoff standings. Let me do this. Let me pop this over here. We're going to go over here. We're going to pop this here and go here. All right, so here are the games. The 2 games today do not affect the Detroit Lions. Right now, the Seattle Seahawks, after ditching Geno Smith and signing Sam Darnold in the offseason, trading for Rashid Shaheed, is the #1 seed in the NFC. How crazy is that? The Eagles at #2. They play tomorrow night. The Green Bay Packers, they play tomorrow night as well. These 2 teams play each other. If the Packers lose, I feel like the Detroit Lions will jump from 6 to 3. We shall see. The Buccaneers, they lost today. They dropped down 2 spots from 2 to 4. The LA Rams are now #5. So if the season was to end today, the Rams would play the Buccaneers and the Detroit Lions would go play the Green Bay Packers. The Chicago Bears are the 7th seed. Now, right now, what do you see? You see 2 teams from the North, 2 teams from the West, and then you got the South, you've got the East. No, you got, 2 teams from the West, 2 teams from the North, and then the Southeast. Yeah, right? What am I missing? 2 from the North. Yeah. And then 3. Oh, it's 3. No, it's 2. I don't know what I'm missing. But there you go. There you go. So tomorrow you got the 49ers, the Panthers, the Vikings, the Cowboys, the Cardinals, the Falcons, the Commanders, the Saints, and the Giants. As of right now, even the New York Giants have not been eliminated at 2-8. The best they could be is 9-8. So your first elimination is going to come probably either after the games are over this week or as early as week 11. The Titans will probably be eliminated after week 11. They play, or they're actually they're actually off, so they might have to wait till week 12. So that is your playoff picture. 3 from the North. Okay, what did I miss? Who's from the North? You got the Bears, the Lions, and the Packers. That's what it was. It was right in front of my face, man. I appreciate that. So I think that so the North or the West will have 3 teams in it. It will be the North or the West. We'll have 3 teams. So that last game, the game on Christmas Day, and then we play the Chicago Bears. Those 2 games could be huge, man, for the division and for the playoffs. So we shall see. Anyway, man, I appreciate y'all. Enjoy Sunday Night Football, and I will catch you guys tomorrow, man. We are back at it. Feels good. The Lions still have not lost 2 games in a row in over 3 years, and the streak continues. Now, we got the Eagles, then we got the Giants, then we got the Packers, and then somebody after that. So we really could do like win-loss. It's crazy, man. Anyway, I will catch you guys very soon. Take care of yourself and each other. And as always, go Lions.